Have you ever sat in your favorite chair, maybe with a warm cup of tea in your hands, and asked yourself a quiet question? How long can I really live after 60? It's not a question we ask every day. But it's one that often finds its way into our thoughts, sometimes late at night, sometimes after a birthday, and sometimes when we see someone older walking gracefully through life. It's not just about counting the years. It's about asking, what is the quality of those years? Aging brings with it a mixed bag of emotions. There's gratitude for how far we've come, for the memories etched in time. There's wonder at how quickly the years have flown. And yes, sometimes there's fear of the unknown, fear of slowing down, of being forgotten. But what if I told you that your best years might still be ahead of you? What if the chapter after 60 isn't a final act, but a brand new story? Not one of limitations, but of revelations. You see, getting older isn't a decline. It's a new chapter. Rich with possibilities, deeper with wisdom, and filled with a kind of beauty that only time can create. Many people over 60 live vibrant, healthy lives well into their 80s and 90s. Some even cross the 100 mark, not just surviving, but thriving. And they do so with grace, joy, and an enduring sense of purpose. So we ask again, not in fear, but with curiosity, how long can you live after 60? Science doesn't give us a single answer. Instead, it offers clues, gentle indicators drawn from decades of research, from the lives of centenarians, from communities known as blue zones, where living to 100 is almost normal. These clues aren't just found in hospitals or textbooks. They're found in gardens, at dining tables, in long walks with friends, and quiet moments of prayer. They're hidden in laughter, resilience, movement, and meals shared with loved ones. These clues aren't just medical. They're emotional, spiritual, social. They connect to how you think, how you feel, how you live, and even how you love. They are not strict rules. They are more like signposts. And if you follow them, gently, sincerely, they may not only add years to your life but also life to your years. So let's take this gentle walk together. 10 clues. 1 heart. Your future. Let's begin. Your mindset, how you think and feel about growing older, may be the single most powerful factor in how long and how well you live. It sounds almost too simple to be true, but research supports it. How you perceive aging can significantly impact your longevity. A landmark study from Yale University revealed that people with a positive attitude toward aging live, on average, 7.5 years longer than those who carry negative beliefs about growing old. That's nearly a decade, a gift of time, offered not by medicine or money, but by belief. So ask yourself, what do you believe about aging? Do you see it as a season of decay, or a season of grace? Do you feel like the best is behind you, or that you still have memories to make, dreams to explore, and wisdom to share? People who thrive past 60 don't just count their years. They make their years count. They speak kindly to themselves. They laugh often. They embrace gray hair as a crown of experience. They don't obsess over what's lost, but celebrate what's been gained, resilience, clarity, peace. They stay curious. They learn new things. They try different hobbies. They read, write, dance, and connect. They're not in denial about aging, they're just not defined by it. A positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing, again and again, to meet life with hope rather than fear. Gratitude rather than regret. And that choice, repeated daily, becomes a life of vitality. So start here, speak life over your future. Speak love over your body. Treat aging not as a curse but as a calling, to live more deeply, love more fully, and give more generously. Sleep, that gentle healer, becomes even more precious as we age. After 60, your body and mind require more intentional rest, not just in the form of hours spent in bed, but in the quality and rhythm of those hours. Think of sleep as your body's nightly repair shop. While you rest, your brain clears out waste. Your cells regenerate. Your muscles relax. your heart gets a break. And your memories are sorted and stored. It is a time of restoration, and it is sacred. Yet many older adults struggle with sleep. Maybe it's harder to fall asleep. Or perhaps you wake up in the middle of the night and can't drift back. Maybe aches and pains make it uncomfortable. Or your mind runs, thinking about loved ones, regrets, or tomorrow's to-do list. That's why sleep in your 60s and beyond isn't just about duration, it's about creating a nurturing environment for true rest. And that begins long before your head hits the pillow. Start by creating rituals. Your body loves routine. Aim to go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Avoid heavy meals late in the evening. Turn off screens, which emit blue light that can confuse your body's natural rhythms. Instead, choose calming habits. Read a book. Listen to soft music. Do gentle stretches. Pray. Meditate. Journal. Sip a warm herbal tea. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary. Cool, dark, and quiet. Invest in a good mattress and comfortable pillows. Let your room smell fresh, perhaps with lavender or eucalyptus. Make it a place you long to return to each night. And don't overlook daytime choices. Get natural light in the morning, it resets your internal clock. Move your body during the day, exercise helps deepen sleep. Stay socially engaged and mentally active, so your mind is ready to unwind at night. But rest isn't just about sleep. It's about permission. Give yourself permission to pause. To take a nap in the afternoon sun. To sit quietly without guilt. To do nothing and know it is enough. In a world that glorifies busyness, choosing rest is an act of wisdom. And for those of us past 60, it becomes essential. Remember, rest is not weakness. It is strength. It is the space where healing begins. It is where you reconnect with yourself. And when you sleep well, everything improves: mood, memory, metabolism, even your immune system. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, treat it as sacred. Whisper a thank you for your body. Let your breath slow. And sink into the soft comfort of rest. Sleep well, dear friend. It may be one of the most powerful things you can do to extend your life, and fill it with peace. There's a spark that lights up the soul whenever we learn something new. It doesn't matter if we're 6 or 60. The brain loves to be challenged, to be engaged, to explore. And staying mentally active, remaining curious, seeking knowledge, and stretching your mind, is one of the most powerful ways to keep your brain healthy as you age. After 60, your brain still has an extraordinary capacity to grow, adapt, and reorganize itself. This incredible ability is called neuroplasticity. It means your brain is never truly fixed. It can continue forming new connections as long as you give it the right fuel, stimulation, challenge, and novelty. Think of the mind like a garden. If left untended, it may grow weeds. But if nurtured, watered, and exposed to sunlight, it flourishes. Lifelong learning is that sunlight. It keeps the mental soil rich. You don't need to go back to school or study calculus. Learning after 60 can take many forms. Read books on topics that fascinate you. Watch documentaries. Take up a new hobby, like painting, playing an instrument, or learning to cook a new dish. Learn a new language, even just a few words each day. Try writing stories or poems. Solve puzzles. Join a local class. Share ideas in group discussions. Each new experience is a workout for your brain. Curiosity itself is a beautiful gift. When you stay curious, you stay connected to the world. You look forward to each day not just as a routine, but as an opportunity to discover something new. And that sense of discovery brings joy, purpose, and fulfillment. There's also a powerful social benefit to learning. When you join a class, attend a lecture, or participate in a club, you meet others with shared interests. These connections protect against isolation and keep your spirit lifted. Because learning together is not only effective, it's deeply rewarding. And here's something else, learning creates resilience. It gives you tools to adapt to change, face challenges, and even manage loss. When you continue growing mentally, you remain emotionally agile. You respond to life with more grace. Studies show that people who keep learning tend to have lower risks of Alzheimer's and dementia. Their brains stay sharper. Their decisions remain sound. Their memories remain vibrant. So don't let anyone tell you, you're too old to learn. That's a myth. The truth is, your mind is always hungry, for inspiration, for challenge, for growth. Feed it. Surround yourself with books, music, art, nature, conversation. Stay open. Stay curious. Take delight in learning for the sake of learning, not for a grade or a title, but because it makes you feel alive. Let your mind roam, like a bird exploring new skies. Learning is not just something we do. It's something we become. And when you learn, at any age, you shine. Life after 60 brings wisdom, but it can also bring new emotional challenges. Children leave home. Friends move away. Loved ones pass on. Health may fluctuate. Dreams that once seemed so close may feel like distant memories. Yet amid these changes, some people stand firm, calm, and hopeful. That ability is called emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is not about pretending everything is fine. It's about acknowledging pain, navigating it, and choosing to keep going. It's not strength in the muscles, it's strength in the spirit. And that strength matters more than you think. People with strong emotional resilience tend to live longer. They have lower rates of heart disease, depression, and anxiety. Their immune systems are stronger. Their minds stay sharper. They bounce back from setbacks more quickly. And, most beautifully, they tend to smile more often. So how do you build emotional resilience? Start with self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Speak gently to yourself, especially in moments of stress or regret. Life hasn't always been easy, but you've come so far. That deserves respect. Create a safe emotional space. Let yourself grieve when needed. Let yourself rest when tired. Embrace joy when it comes. And remember, emotions aren't weaknesses, they're signals. They tell you what matters, where healing is needed, and where hope still lives. Another key is connection. Talk to someone. It could be a friend, a neighbor, a faith leader, or a therapist. You don't need a solution every time, sometimes, you just need a listener. And being heard is deeply healing. Practice gratitude. Every day, name 3 things you're thankful for. Write them down. Say them out loud. Let your heart feel them. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it shifts your focus to what's still beautiful. Limit what weighs your spirit. Avoid too much negative news. Stay away from people who drain your peace. Choose environments and conversations that lift you up. And finally, nurture purpose. Purpose gives you a reason to rise in the morning. It might be a garden, a grandchild, a cause, a craft, or your faith. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be meaningful to you. Emotional health is a journey, not a destination. And it's never too late to begin that journey. Each gentle choice, to forgive, to reflect, to breathe, to hope, strengthens your inner core. There's a quiet kind of power in those who keep loving life despite its sorrows. That power is resilience. And in it lies one of the most beautiful clues to a longer, fuller life. There is something profoundly life-affirming about giving. About stretching a hand towards someone else, not because you must, but because your heart tells you it's the right thing to do. After 60, giving transforms into something even deeper. It becomes a legacy. A way of saying, I was here, and I made a difference. Studies have shown that acts of kindness, generosity, and charity are directly linked to longer and more fulfilling lives. Why? Because giving isn't just about what leaves your hands, it's about what it brings back to your heart. It lowers stress, lifts your mood, gives you a sense of meaning, and even boosts your immune system. But giving doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to mean millions in donations or building an empire of foundations. It can be as simple as checking on a neighbor, giving someone your time, mentoring a young person, or volunteering once a week at a local shelter or church. Sometimes, it's a smile. Sometimes, it's a listening ear. These small, consistent acts create ripples. They connect you to a larger story, one where your presence brings hope, warmth, and change to others. And as you give, something incredible happens, loneliness fades. Purpose awakens. And joy flows back into your life like a gentle river. Many people who live long, satisfying lives share one thing in common: they continue to give. They find causes close to their hearts. They pour their energy into their communities. And in doing so, they remain connected, vital, and spiritually fulfilled. Giving also allows us to release. When we give freely, we let go of grudges. We release bitterness. We make room for peace. A generous heart is a light heart, and a light heart is a healthy one. If you're wondering where to begin, start small. Look around your community. Is there a young mother who could use encouragement? A local food pantry needing donations? A child in your life who needs help with homework? Every act counts. Every kindness builds a better world. And as you practice generosity, let it be guided not by obligation, but by joy. Give because it makes you feel alive. Because it connects you to something eternal. Because it lets your spirit dance. In the end, it's not just about the years you add to your life. It's about the life you add to those years. Giving ensures your life continues to echo, in the hearts of those you've touched and in the stories that will be told about you. Aging is not an ending. It's a time to become a wellspring. A source of kindness, guidance, and love. And giving is the pathway to that fountain. So give freely. Give kindly. Give with laughter in your eyes and compassion in your heart. And watch as your world, and your lifespan, quietly expands in return. Imagine a quiet morning where the only sound is the chirping of birds outside your window. The day is peaceful, but also a little too silent. Now, imagine that same morning with the phone ringing, a friend inviting you for a walk, or a neighbor stopping by with fresh fruit. Suddenly, the day feels lighter, warmer, more alive. That's the power of connection. As we age, one of the most underestimated indicators of longevity is our social circle, the people we laugh with, share meals with, confide in, and grow alongside. Studies from Harvard's decades-long research on adult development have proven something quite profound. It's not wealth or fame or even physical health that determines long-term happiness and health. It's the quality of our relationships. Having close, meaningful relationships after 60 not only reduces stress and wards off depression, but it also strengthens your immune system, lowers your risk of heart disease, and keeps your brain sharp. Being socially connected doesn't mean having hundreds of friends. It means having people you can count on, and who can count on you. Think of your life as a garden. Every friend, every connection, is a seed. Some need watering, some need sunlight, and some bloom on their own when you least expect it. The key is to tend to that garden, make the call, send the message, extend the invitation. You may find yourself thinking, but I've lost touch with so many people. That's okay. Every day is a new chance to reach out. Sometimes, reconnecting with just one old friend can brighten your entire week. Other times, you meet someone new at church, a book club, or a community event who brings unexpected joy into your life. What's most important is to stay open, to moments of connection, to shared laughter, and even to shared vulnerability. For those who feel isolated or live alone, technology has made it easier than ever to stay in touch. A video call with a grandchild, a WhatsApp group with siblings, or even joining an online group for people over 60 can create a real sense of community. But let's not forget the simple power of showing up in person, of visiting a friend, attending a family dinner, or joining a group walk. These real-life interactions create bonds that digital spaces can't fully replace. And don't be afraid to make new friends, even later in life. Age doesn't close doors, it opens new ones. When you greet a stranger with a smile, volunteer for a cause, or attend a local class, you're giving life a chance to surprise you with new relationships. Sometimes, strong social circles also come from being that friend to someone else. Maybe someone out there is waiting for a call from you. Waiting to feel remembered. Wanted. Needed. Because friendship, at its core, is an act of love. And love, given and received, is a lifeline. So nurture your friendships. Cherish your family bonds. Keep making room at your table. In doing so, you'll not only add joy to your days but years to your life. Close your eyes for a moment and think about a time when you felt truly at peace. Not because everything was perfect, but because you felt held by something greater. Maybe it was during a quiet moment in church, a silent walk through the woods, a heartfelt prayer, or just a glance at the night sky that whispered, "You are not alone." Faith and spirituality are not just reserved for religious institutions or grand gestures. They are the quiet rhythms of a life that believes in meaning. For many people over 60, faith becomes a vital anchor, a soft yet strong rope that keeps the heart steady through the storms of aging. Whether it's found in traditional religion, personal spirituality, meditation, or a daily gratitude practice, having a sense of connection to something beyond yourself brings comfort, direction, and yes, longevity. Research shows that people who attend religious services, engage in prayer or meditation, or simply nurture a strong sense of purpose tend to live longer, healthier lives. Why? Because faith reduces stress. It softens the sting of loneliness. It offers answers when the world doesn't. It encourages forgiveness, peace, and emotional healing. And in times of loss or fear, it reminds us that we are never walking alone. But faith alone isn't the full picture. There's something else woven deeply into this clue: purpose. Purpose is what gets you out of bed in the morning. It's the reason your eyes still sparkle. It's the project you're working on, the grandchild you're mentoring, the garden you're planting, or the stories you're writing. It's knowing that your life still matters, not in spite of your age, but because of it. Purpose might look different after 60, and that's perfectly okay. Maybe you're no longer building a career, but you're building people. You're teaching, guiding, comforting, and inspiring in ways you may not even realize. Your wisdom matters. Your words matter. Your presence matters. Some find purpose in volunteering, feeding the hungry, reading to children, visiting the sick. Others find it in creativity, painting, music, writing, or crafts. Still others find it in simply being present for someone who needs a listening ear or a steady hand. Faith and purpose go hand in hand. Faith reminds you that life is sacred. Purpose reminds you that your life is still active, still needed, still filled with new paths to walk. If you haven't found your sense of spiritual rhythm or purpose yet, it's never too late. Begin by asking, what gives me peace? What gives me joy? What am I here to share? The answers will come, not all at once, but gently, like sunlight through the trees. After 60, life becomes more reflective. You begin to see patterns, understand losses, and appreciate miracles you once overlooked. In that reflection lies a deep spiritual maturity, a richness no youth can match. So whatever your beliefs, nurture them. Feed your spirit. Ask your questions and listen to the answers. Let's talk about movement, not rigid exercise routines, not punishing workouts, not competitive marathons, but the kind of movement that flows naturally through your life. The kind that feels like second nature. The kind your body actually enjoys. You see, the human body was designed to move. From the moment we're born, we stretch, crawl, walk, run, and explore. Movement is life. And after 60, it becomes more vital than ever, not just for your muscles and bones, but for your heart, brain, lungs, and even your mood. In Okinawa, Japan, one of the famed blue zones, elders in their 80s and 90s still walk daily, tend gardens, sweep their homes, and kneel during tea ceremonies. They don't exercise in the way we often think of it in the West. But they are always in motion. Movement doesn't have to mean scheduled gym time. It doesn't have to be sweat-dripping, breathless routines. In fact, many centenarians don't even own sneakers. But they move, consistently, gently, and with purpose. Do you take short walks after meals? That aids digestion and lowers blood sugar. Do you stretch in the morning when you rise? That increases flexibility and reduces joint pain. Do you garden, sweep, play with your grandchildren, walk your dog, or dance to music while cooking? All of that counts. All of it adds up. Studies have shown that light, natural activity throughout the day can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and certain cancers. It can improve balance, reduce falls, and even sharpen your mind. And here's something beautiful: movement is not just physical. It's emotional. When we move, we feel more alive. We shake off anxiety. We reconnect with our bodies. We feel grounded. So give yourself permission to enjoy movement again. Not as punishment. Not as a chore. But as a gift. Try something you love: dancing, swimming, tai chi, walking with a friend, or simply standing more often. The key is consistency and enjoyment. Every step you take is a step toward longevity. Every time you choose the stairs, take a stretch break, or stroll through the park instead of sitting, you send a quiet message to your body: I care for you. I honor you. Let's keep going. You don't need to be an athlete. You just need to be engaged. In fact, the most powerful kind of movement may be the kind you don't even realize you're doing, because it feels that natural. So keep moving, keep flowing. The more you do, the more life you'll invite in. Human beings are social creatures. No matter our age, we thrive on connection. We need people to laugh with, to talk to lean on in times of trouble, and to celebrate within moments of joy. And after 60, the importance of meaningful relationships becomes even more profound. Loneliness, according to health experts, can be as harmful to your body as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It weakens the immune system, increases inflammation, and raises the risk of heart disease, dementia, and early death. But the opposite is also true: having strong, positive relationships can add years to your life. The people you surround yourself with affect more than your emotions. They affect your habits, your outlook, your decisions. When you are around those who uplift you, who value your presence, who support your growth, it reinforces your sense of purpose. Think about your social circle. Who do you talk to most? Who brings peace into your life? Who drains you? Now is the time to be intentional about your relationships. Friendships don't need to be large in number. A few close, trusted friends can have a far greater impact on your health and happiness than a wide network of acquaintances. In many blue zones, elders remain deeply embedded in community life. They gather daily for meals, prayers, or walks. They belong to faith groups, volunteer teams, or simply informal social networks where support is mutual and ongoing. You don't have to live in a blue zone to create this kind of life. Begin with one call. One letter. One invitation to coffee. Relationships are like gardens: they need tending, watering, and sunlight. And don't forget family. If there's healing that needs to happen, if there's forgiveness to be given or received, take a gentle step toward it. Peace in your relationships is peace in your body. Also, make space for new connections. Attend a book club, join a walking group, take a class, volunteer, or simply strike up a conversation at the local market. New friendships can form at any age, and often, they come at just the right time. Remember, your time is precious. Spend it with people who see you, value you, and remind you that you still matter deeply. So build your circle. Hold it close. The joy, laughter, and even the shared tears within it may be one of the greatest secrets to a long and joyful life. They say you are what you eat, but perhaps more importantly, your future health and vitality may be shaped by the choices you make in the kitchen today. After 60, your body doesn't need as many calories as it once did, but it needs more nutrients. Every bite you take becomes a message to your body, either one of healing or harm. Let's begin with this truth: food is not just fuel. It is medicine. It's memory. It's culture. It's connection. And what you put on your plate can determine how gracefully you age. In the world's healthiest communities, those blue zones again, you won't find complicated diets or expensive supplements. You'll find simple, fresh, whole foods. Vegetables grown in gardens. Fruits picked in season. Legumes, like beans, lentils, and chickpeas, that form the base of most meals. Whole grains. Nuts. Seeds. And yes, occasional small portions of fish or meat. What's missing? Processed foods. Sugary snacks. Excess salt. Artificial flavors. Fried items. Fast food. But instead of focusing on what to remove, think about what to add. Add color, bright berries, leafy greens, golden sweet potatoes, and purple cabbage. Add life, fermented foods like yogurt, kimchi, or kefir that nourish your gut. Add comfort, warm soups, hearty stews, nourishing teas. Your body after 60 needs more fiber, for digestion and heart health. It needs more antioxidants, to protect against disease. It needs healthy fats, from avocados, olive oil, and nuts, to support your brain. And it needs hydration. Water is life, yet many older adults don't drink enough of it. Even mild dehydration can lead to fatigue, confusion, and poor concentration. So sip often, herbal teas, water with lemon, even broths. But food isn't just physical. It's emotional. Cooking can be a ritual. Eating with others can be an act of community. Trying a new recipe can awaken creativity. Sitting down for a meal can be a daily anchor. And here's something truly powerful. When you nourish yourself well, you're not just living longer. You're preventing disease, boosting energy, and honoring your body as the incredible vessel it is. Make it joyful. Light candles at dinner. Use your favorite plate. Say a blessing. Share a meal with someone you love. Eat slowly. Savor every bite. So let each meal become a message: I love this body. I choose life. I choose health. The food on your plate can be one of the most powerful clues to a longer, fuller, and more vibrant life. So here we are, at the end of our gentle journey through these 10 clues. A journey not of miles, but of meaning. And yet, in so many ways, this is not the end, but a beautiful new beginning. Let's take a soft moment to reflect. We started by acknowledging a question many are quietly asking: how long can I live after 60? But perhaps, along the way, we discovered that the better question might be, how well can I live after 60? And the answer, as we've seen, is incredibly well. We explored the importance of mindset, and how a positive, hopeful outlook isn't just nice to have, it can literally extend your life. We learned that movement, no matter how gentle or small, keeps the body young and the spirit alive. We celebrated the role of nutrition, not as a restriction, but as an act of self-love that nourishes from within. We uncovered the value of rest and sleep, those quiet hours where healing begins. We embraced routine checkups and proactive care, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. We admired the joy of lifelong learning, and how a curious mind never truly grows old. We looked at emotional resilience, that inner strength that bends but does not break. We were reminded of the power of generosity, that in giving we receive something timeless. We felt the warmth of friendship and community, a balm for loneliness and a boost for the soul. And finally, we sat quietly with faith, spirituality, and purpose, the invisible threads that hold all the others together. These 10 clues are not commandments. They are invitations. Gentle nudges. Quiet whispers from a life that wants to keep giving, keep blooming, keep teaching you that there's more ahead than behind. You are not on the edge of a cliff. You are standing at the beginning of a rich, golden field, full of promise, full of memory, and full of days waiting to be filled. And yes, you can live long after 60. But more importantly, you can live deeply, joyfully, and meaningfully. Because the years ahead are not leftovers. They are harvest. They are legacy. They are the heart of the story. So breathe easy. Walk slow. Laugh often. Love deeply. And when you wake up tomorrow, remember this. The best is not behind you. It is still unfolding, in every smile, every step, every sunrise. You are still becoming. And life is still beautiful.